we're going to complete this practice worksheet together because these end up a little bit different, where we will be seeing an equation with one solution, infinitely many solutions, or no solution. So we're going to solve these together. The first thing we want to do is simplify each side of the parenthesis, or each side of the equation. There are no parentheses on this one, so we're going to look at some of the terms that we can combine together here. So on the left side, these terms that both contain an x, we're going to combine like terms, CLT. And the sign that goes in front of the term, this negative sign goes with the 5x. So if we combine those together, 3x minus 5x, that would give us negative 2x, bring down the negative 4. And then we want to combine the like terms on the other side as well. So x plus x, 2x plus 4. All right, we want all the variables on one side. So if we want to get, let's say, the variables on the left, and then you can say constants on the right. So we want variables on the left, all the numbers that are by themselves on the right. So that means since this is over on the right-hand side, I want to cancel out 2x. So to cancel it, I'm going to subtract 2x. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other, and I'm going to line it up with its like term. So I subtracted 2x, subtract 2x. Negative 2x minus 2x is negative 4x. Bring this down, negative 4. 2x minus 2x actually cancels, and then we're left with 4 on this side. Okay, and then we also said, and this is kind of like a two-step equation as well, we want to get our constants over on the right-hand side. We want to isolate this variable. So we're going to cancel out minus 4. We're going to have to add 4 to cancel it. Whatever we do to one side, do to the other. So bring this down. We have negative 4x. Those cancel. 4 plus 4, 8. And then now we're just down to our one-step equation. If I want to keep solving for x, this is saying negative 4 times x. So I have to undo that, or do the inverse operation, divide by negative 4. And again, whatever we do to one side, do to the other. So that way those cancel, and now I'm left with x equals 8 divided by negative 4, or a negative 2. Okay, and we've solved for the variable now. So we want to look at which does our answer look most like. X equals A equals B, or A equals A. So this is where x would equal a number. This would be where you have two numbers that don't equal one another. And this would be where you end up with numbers that equal one another at the end. And you'll see some examples as we get going of what those ones will look like. But this one looks like x equals a number, and that means that we have just one solution. Negative 2 is the only answer that would work for this equation. All right, number 2, we want to simplify both sides of the equation. This one's already simplified, so we'll bring that down. Over here we have some parentheses we need to get rid of, so we're going to distribute and multiply 4x, and then 4 times 5. Okay, we want variables only on one side, so we're going to get variables on the left. That means the variable on the right is the one I want to cancel, so I'm going to subtract 4x. Whatever we do to one side, do to the other. And what happens here, 4x minus 4x actually cancels. So I bring down negative 3, equal sign. 4x minus 4x again cancels, and I bring down 20. So in this example, my variables have canceled on both sides. I don't have a variable left. I'm just left with this negative 3 equals 20. And that is not true. Not a true statement. -3 does not equal 20. That does not work. So the numbers do not equal one another, or they're different numbers. And when this happens, when we get a false statement, we say no solution. There is no x value that I could put in here that would ever make this equation balance. So it has no solution. Okay, number 3. (5x minus 2), 3 plus, now we have to get rid of the parentheses, so we're going to distribute the 5. So we get 5x minus 5. All right, this side is simplified. I just have a variable and a constant, so I'll bring that down. This side, however, I have some constants that I can combine together. So I'm going to bring that down. Now I have 5x, and then 3 minus 5 would be a -2. And right away, too, you can notice you have exactly the same thing on both sides, right from the start here. Look what's going to happen when I start to get my variables on one side. I'm going to cancel the variable that's on the left, so I would do minus 5x, minus 5x. And again, both of those are going to cancel, and I'm just going to bring down -2 equals -2. When we get a true statement like this, because those do equal one another, this is the term where we say that it's infinitely many solutions. So x can be 1 if I want to put it up here. X could be 2, 3, infinitely many. Any number would work. And this equation would always be in balance, whatever I put in for x. So the ones that we want to choose are this a equals a. The numbers are equal to each other, and it's infinitely many. Okay, number 4. Again, you want to simplify each side first. All right, so we're going to take a look. 13x minus 15x. That would leave us with -2x. Bring down our plus 8. And then on this side, I have constants that I want to combine together. I'll bring down the 4x. 2, positive 2, and a -24. That's going to leave us with -22. So now that each side is simplified, our next step is going to be that we want to get our variables together on one side. And I always think of getting the variables over on the left. So the variable that's on the right is the one that I want to cancel. Whatever we do to one side, we have to do to the other, and I'm going to line it up with its like term. -2x minus 4x. Bring that down, -6x. Bring down our plus 8. These are going to cancel, and we have -22. Okay, we want constants on the right. So this constant here is the one I want to cancel, just like our two-step equation. So I'm going to subtract 8, subtract 8. And we have -6x equals a -30. And then one final step, we're going to have to divide both sides by -6. -6 divided by -6 cancels. +1, or 1x is just x. And then a -30 divided by -6 gives us a +5. And so on this one, we're left with a variable, and it's telling us what the answer is. X is 5. So that's an example of that x equals a, and and we have just one solution. Okay, I'm going to pause that one for now, and you can look at part 2 to get 5, 6, 7, and 8.